the continued advancement of self-driving is going to be the greatest thing that ever happened to like American commuters. I don't know how often you use your self-driving.
I never use it.
Oh, I use it. It is the greatest thing in my life. When I'm on those types of drives, like if you're in bumper to bumper, you don't commute, right? So you're probably not.
Don't.
But you can imagine, like if you're commuting like to San Diego from Temecula or from outside Houston or what, like there's you're sitting in bumper to bumper on the 405 or the DC Beltway, like you don't have to do anything. That's kind of nice. And that's the tech that I'm, even as a car enthusiast, I'm most excited for. I think the daily driver cars should be appliances and can be appliances, and that's totally fine.
But what do you think of them turning all of these things then into subscriptions? It just seems like more and more and more companies are leaning towards, hey, if we get all these people on a subscription with us, we'll make a lot more money.
Sure. But I mean, that's the right business model. So if you can trick people, or trick is the wrong word.
Convince.
But if you can convince people to do it, the automakers are really hoping they can convince people to do it, then they're going to do it. So the question is, how hard are people going to push back and that kind of thing? I mean, what do I think of it? I don't want to do it, but like, do I want to do anything? Do I want to have 19 different TV subscriptions so that every time my son wants to watch something, I got to actually Google how to watch it, before I can actually watch it? Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
But like, that's the best way for those companies to monetize those things. And that may happen with cars if we let it.
I think they're going to have a subscription for everything. Like you want a subscription for tires?
Yeah.
Just pay monthly, this low price. We'll give you new tires every time you need it.
Yeah, I never thought there'd be like a phone subscription, but that's exactly what it is the thing now.
Or I've seen the remote start subscription.
Yeah.
For $20 a month, you get to remote start your car.
Yeah.
You get access to the app.
What does that even mean?
If you want to preheat the car,
well,
start
can't
up in
you
advance.
just have hardware that?
Yeah, but you have to unlock it with.
But there are some benefits to this remote because it's through their like app that kind of controls like where the car is positioned and all that. So like let's say I flew out at the airport, my wife's coming in the next day, she doesn't have the key on her. I can start the car from my app. I'm in Hawaii. I can start the car for her and she drives it home and then gets the key. She doesn't have to carry it with her or whatever. Like you can imagine scenarios where you might want it. I didn't do it in my Sequoia. Once the free period ended, I gave up.
I could see them also adding a subscription for different drivers in the car. Yeah. Like if a driver wants to, I put Jack on my Tesla key card, it's like, that's $10 a month.
All of this stuff could happen. The question is, will people let the automakers get away with it? So far, no. Automakers have tried. Like I think it was BMW tried heated seats, and there was such a backlash that people. I actually find it odd how big of a backlash there is because to me, it's almost entirely a consumer. It's like a way of framing your thought. Really, like we have no problem paying $10,000 more for the bigger engine, but we have a problem paying $150 a month more for the friggin' electric car for like the more power. And if you actually think about it, it's not that different, right? How many, you had the bigger engine, you paid $10,000 more for it. How long did you own the car? Divide that by the number of months. That's how much you paid per month, right?
Yeah.
Like it makes some sense. But that's not how people think about it. And we made that, we tried to go down that road in our podcast as like a thought exercise and people were vicious. That's not how they think about it.
You know what? I want to make a prediction. I think for electric cars, you're going to have to pay a subscription to unlock more range and more power.
Yeah. There are already EVs that make you pay more for more power if you want it.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's interesting because done right, the subscription model for features actually could benefit the consumer.
Yeah.
Like what if you only want a car that has a heated driver's seat, right? But I want a car, I got a family, I want a car that has all the heated seats. So you don't have to pay as much as me. You pay the $2 a month for the heated driver's seat. I pay the $20 for you get the point. Like you can actually see a way, but of course the companies will not structure it in a way that will benefit the consumer.
No.
But you could see that happening. Like, do I need a radio in a car anymore? I only ever hook up my phone and use Bluetooth. I don't care about satellite radio. I don't care that it's even installed. The module's even there. I would happily pay the lower amount, but with hardware that's difficult to do. But with software, you could see it potentially.
What's that one car that you could buy for really cheap where you like assemble
the Slate truck?
It.
Yeah.
It's like a bare bones thing and you pay for every little thing extra. Like you want a radio, that's going to be
how expensive is the base model of it?
There's been a lot of talk. We'll see is the answer. Like they said it would cost X, but it's EV, and that included the subsidies, which have gone away since they announced it. So who knows? But also, like, who knows what these things actually cost by the time they reach the market? 5 years from now. It's a cool idea. The thing that has generally stopped that has been manufacturing. Like, it is difficult to have like a menu. It's much easier to if they get the satellite radio, they also get the heated seats, and they also get the heated steering wheel, and then the manufacturing process, it makes manufacturing a lot easier, which in a way I think has probably made some of those features just generally cheaper. That's what's been hard for automakers to do it. Cars that had individually selectable options, it was always more expensive than like bundled packages.
What's one feature that every single car that's made in 2026 should have?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything that's like that essential that isn't mandated by the government.
Okay, sure.
Backup cameras, but you have to. I think most people, you should still be able to kind of choose what you want. And some people really do want bare bones, ultra low end stuff.
Sure,
I'm going to say something. Let me say something. I think it's perfect. Front facing cameras.
Front cameras are really nice. Not that many cars have them at all. Yeah. I do think a camera rearview mirror is the greatest feature I've ever had in any car, and I think it should be in all cars. I do think that this is going to get me in trouble with the car enthusiasts, but I do think that hybrid technology has proven itself and is already in most cars, but probably needs to make its way into basically every car at this point. Not necessarily plug-in, not full EV, but there are now ways to have mild hybrids that control certain components of the car or that fill in a little bit extra in terms of power when you're accelerating. And they're really beneficial in terms of fuel economy, and they don't seem to add that much more to the price. Other than that, front camera's nice, but the automaker can charge for that. You'll pay it, You know what?
That'll be a subscription to have access to the rear view camera,
Yeah. There are a lot of cars that come with the thing. And unless you pay the money, the thing is physically behind a thing. And it's laughable, but that's how it's done sometimes.
Yeah. Now, one of the biggest traps with healthy snacks is just how misleading they are. A lot of protein bars, I've noticed, still spike your blood sugar, contain hidden sugars, or contain ingredients you can't even pronounce. And then you're hungry again an hour later. That's why we love the sponsor of this clip, War on Sugar. They make a bar that actually keeps your blood sugar stable, tastes great, and contains ingredients that you recognize.
War on Sugar bars are amazing. They're designed specifically to avoid insulin spikes, and their sweetness comes from monk fruit, which is exactly how they stay sweet without getting that blood sugar response. Plus, they use healthy fats and natural fiber to slow digestion and keep energy steady. And the result is amazing. It's no spike, no crash, and no craving afterwards, just clean, sustained energy that actually lasts.
And the ingredients list is refreshingly simple. No sugar alcohols, no preservatives, no natural flavors. Everything comes from real nuts, real fruits, and real cocoa.
So whether you're watching your blood sugar, eating low carb or keto, traveling or training, or you just need a grab-and-go bar that actually fills you up, War on Sugar is that bar.
They've got great flavors like lemon blueberry, peanut butter pistachio, and chocolate peanut butter crunch.
Seriously, guys, I highly recommend it. Just go to waronsugar.com and use code ICED10 for 10% off your first box. Once again, that is waronsugar.com. ICED10 is the code for 10% off your first box. I have a problem. When I eat, I spike and I crash and I cannot focus. I do not suffer that with War on Sugar bars, so I highly recommend it. Thank you so much to War on Sugar for sponsoring this clip.